I think it's good to listen to people who maybe incorporate jazz into their music, but they aren't necessarily straight trad jazz players, as a way to like get more into jazz. So like really good people would be like Esperanza Spalding, maybe Laura Mvula, Jacob Collier for sure. Who else is good? Tom Misch is really good. He's a really cool up and coming guy, but he has like a quite a jazz influence. Yeah, I think those are definitely people to check out. Ooh, and other people to check out would be like Delta Autumn. They're a really cool like funk jazz group. Like, oh my god, I love them. I really recommend them. So I got involved with the Strathclyde Youth Jazz Singers group through school. My music teacher was contacted by Strathclyde Youth Jazz. They were looking for people to come and audition, so I signed up and I auditioned. And I got in with the first group of singers. There were 6 of us. And basically the programme involved going once a week to a session where we had a lesson with 2 tutors each week, and we would come in with different standards that we've been practicing and learning about, and we just like workshop them each week, and everyone would individually workshop a song, but you'd be present for each person's like workshopping process. So in a way you were learning not only from like your own lessons but also from other people's. Yeah, that was the basic process anyway. It was really beneficial because you were able to like kind of map out your progress each week. So like one week you come in and you'd be like way more confident with your discussion of how you wanted the tune to go with a trio, but you maybe feel like your improvising wasn't that good. So then the next week you'd come in having practiced your improv a bit more and you'd feel like that had improved. So it was a good way of like mapping where you were improving and picking out the specific things you needed to work on. Socially as well, it's also really good because it's if you've got the right mix of people in the class, you can just have a really good time. Like I remember always having like a massive laugh every week, and I would like really look forward to each Thursday. I think if they were more spread out, like once every 2 weeks, that would probably also be good, but really any less than that, and I think that any improvement wouldn't really be tangible to you. The fact that we would come once a week and we'd all like touch base and you'd like figure out where you were improving, it was a really like rewarding way to be learning. And I really think that there's nothing else like that SYJO Singers course for like people who are interested in jazz singing, to have that kind of constant tutelage that's ongoing, but also in a really like soft and like not soft but also in a really warm environment where mistakes are actually encouraged. Going to see as much jazz as possible is the real way to get yourself into jazz. As someone that like didn't necessarily like jazz when I first became involved with it, I would never say that I was a jazz fan when I first started doing the singers course. Apart from like swing, I massively into swing, but not necessarily into other kinds of jazz. Going to like watch jazz music and like even just like learning the slightest bit about it really does increase like your passion for it. And I think that going to see it live, it is a live music. Like you don't realize until you watch it properly. Like listening to CDs is obviously a fantastic thing to do, but I think nothing beats going to a jam and seeing like a really good jam session. Like you do realize that like it's such a social music, and like so much of it is about communicating with each other and like sharing ideas, and I think it's really rewarding to watch it and to be involved in it. So I think that one of the best things that you could recommend for someone who's just getting into jazz is actually going to a jam and like listening to like live jazz music by any like consummate musician. Like any good musician, any good jazz musician will be able to provide like a fantastic jam. There's definitely places where you can go to jams or watch jams on YouTube, any time that you like, and that's what I would recommend overall. would be to see live music rather than to listen to specific people at the end of the day. That's the most essential thing to me.